And at the end of the day in recording, that's the most important thing. So hello, welcome to the vlog. I am here today to talk a little bit about last Saturday's recording session with 4 Hombres and Flowery, recording new original material to be singles for them in the months ahead. And here we are in the spare room, and yeah, let's explain what all this is about. 4 Hombres and Flowery are a blues band, singer, 2 guitars, bass and drums. And we're recording here in this room, singer, 2 guitars, bass and drums. To get a good drum sound, we want as little other noise going on in the room as possible. And that's why the spare room looks like it does. So what we have here is our sort of amp separation thing, repurposed beds that are in here. There isn't an amp there because it's gone back to the church. That's the Boss Katana was there, which is the one I used for teaching. I was teaching yesterday, so that's back in the church. But under here, if we were to move that and look in there, you can just see the little Vox AC4 TV that's sitting in there. So the point is that the guitarists and their pedals are in there, the cables run into here, the amps are here, we mic them up, send the cables back into the computer in there. The whole vibe of the recording really is the band in the room. Even this time, some of the vocals we're going to use are the vocals live from the room, despite the fact that they're in really close proximity to the drum kit with not a lot of separation, but it's the vibe. And at the end of the day in recording, that's the most important thing. If we're honest, there is very little more real in recording than sticking all the players in a room and having play the song from beginning to end and go, yeah, that's it. From the learning that I do on the great University of YouTube about mixing and engineering and recording, it does seem like that's an increasingly dying art. Admittedly, most people are going to walk into that little room and go, that's too small to do this in. But on the basis of if it sounds good, it is good, then it's good. The band have had good feedback about their first single, and that's really the most important thing. If at the end of the day, when people hear a song recorded, it sounds good to them and it communicates to them, then we've achieved what we need to achieve in the recording process. So for me this morning is about packing away all the extra stuff that I got out to do the recording with 4 Hombres and Flowery, and getting the studio back to how it needs to be for me to do my regular kind of work in here. And then I've got to go, and this afternoon I've got 3 back-to-back first keyboard lessons for 3 new students. So that's pretty cool and exciting sort of part of our work. Rowan's back teaching as well. One of the things that was different about this session compared to the other recording session that we did last year with 4 Hombres and Flowery was they brought along a videographer with them to film what was going on, which will probably end up in the music video for one of the singles. He really looked at the room and went, that's a really small room. There's not a lot of space to get any good angles in that, which I understand. So I lent him the GoPro to give him another angle, another option. So I have a bit of footage from the day filmed on the GoPro in the room. All you can hear is drums and a little bit of vocal and maybe the clanking of the bass or the guitars. Compared to what was going on in the headphones, everyone's monitoring through headphones. As I said, guitar amps are in there. There is no bass amp, it's going through a preamp DI that I've got just straight in. And so the room sound is very, very weird. So I'm not going to put loads of it in for you to go, that sounds really weird, because we know it does. But what will come out of it will sound really nice. So you'll have to wait until the singles come out. One will come out later this year, probably the others in the early part of next year. And then you'll be able to hear what it will sound like. But you get a little view of what it looked like. I spent lots and lots of my life trying to encourage young people to do music, and I think that's really important. But one of the things with young people, by nature of them being young, is they don't have a lot of experience. If you're the first person to teach them something or to give them a musical opportunity, they've got nothing to compare it to, so they don't know whether you actually can really offer them something of value or not. It's not that I feel annoyed at young people who don't appreciate the opportunities they're getting, because, like I said, when someone doesn't have perspective, you can't really judge them for not understanding. And that's part of growing up, and I think that's an important part of our work, is providing opportunities and giving people new experiences. And we have to be prepared to do that, whether people really appreciate it or not. You can see a young person, you can look at them and go, wow, they've got loads of talent, they could be really good if they want to, but they don't want to. And so you can't make them. And it can be really sad to see young people who had a lot of potential to do something walk away from opportunities. But we all do that in life, and so we can't get too upset if people do that when we've kind of tried to help them. So the work with For Hombres and Flowery is a really nice balance to the youth work, because it's working with people in my age bracket, it's working with people who have a similar amount of experience as I do in terms of the number of years they've been doing music, and they know what they want to do, and they're good at what they do, and they really appreciate the element that I'm able to bring into the process of what they're trying to achieve. It's just nice to be able to work sometimes in that environment, you know, and at the same time, it's good to do something that then pushes me technically to be better, to be more creative with what we have available. And then the payoff from all of that is then back when we're working with young people, we're in a better place, because this kind of work challenges you, keeps you sharp. Got to be honest and go, there's a pressure you feel knowing that you're working with people who know how stuff could be and what it should be. And so you think, yeah, no, I can't mess this up. You know, I've got to be good. I've got to be on it. It's got to work. And that's good pressure to keep you sharp and to keep you doing stuff. So that was my weekend. I'm going to spare you the boring bits of me packing this all down. You might think the boring bit was me rambling on for the past 5 minutes. You know, who knows? Yeah. So that's it for this week's vlog. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to leave a link to the music video for the first single, For Hombres and Flowery, recorded here. Do check that out. Do give us a big thumbs up for making a creative space. Do leave a comment, a question if you want to know more. And do remember that together we do adventure. We'll see you next time.